Hi, everyone. Welcome to our video today. We are so excited because we're going to talk about how to be mindful today, which we all need. I need for sure. So I'm really glad to be hearing this today. And so we are talking to some people at the Well Baby Center, which is this really great resource, and I want them to tell you all about it. So I'm welcoming my guests. I have two guests today. It's very exciting. Jillian and Stacy. And I want them to, let's start with Jillian. Jillian, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jillian. I'm an associate clinical social worker. I was telling Sarah, I'm fairly new to the Well Baby Center, but I've had some opportunities before this whole shutdown to really get a good idea of what we do at the center and how we've transferred everything online to Zoom. So I'm really excited to be here and share what I've learned and hopefully help you guys out.
Terrific. And Stacy, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having us. My name is Stacy Knupfer, and I'm Associate Marriage Family Therapist at Well Baby Center. I've been working at the nonprofit center for, it's coming up to almost a year, and I've been doing loving discipline, parenting classes, workshops, therapy, running and helping facilitate mindful parenting groups, and it's an honor to be here with you today. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. No, the pleasure is mine. So tell us a little bit about the Well Baby Center. What is it all about?
Should we go up or down?
I can start. So the Well Baby Center, as Stacy mentioned, it's a nonprofit organization, and we kind of realized that we all need help sometimes, whether it's support with a new baby, with older children, with our relationships with our partner or our families, that sometimes it's not easy to ask for help and it's not always accessible. So the Well Baby Center was kind of created with the hopes of bringing this mindful therapy, this mindful mindset to families that might not otherwise have the opportunity to practice this incredible practice. So,
got it.
Yeah, unless Sarah has anything to add.
Did you want to add to that, Stacy?
Our founder, Deborah, started this, 20 years ago, and the Well Baby Center is just a community center in Los Angeles. We are in Mar Vista. We normally have parenting groups coming in, and we're working with families and couples, individuals, children. And right now with the quarantine, we are online and we're still offering all of our services. So it's a great support system, and we work with families, and we also are a nonprofit. So we're here to help.
Got it. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about what are you hearing? What kind of help do people need right now?
I mean, I know this is really hard right now. We're all in this together. I think this agency is able to give moms, families, children support at a time where it's really needed. We are hoping to connect and carve out some time for some self-care and some time to really relate with others. So Jillian and I are running a mom's mindful group on Mondays, and it's just been really nice to get the moms all on the Brady Bunch Zoom, to see each other and just to connect during nap time, and to know that we're in this together, that we're not alone, as hard as it may be.
Yeah. I know we are kind of all in this together, but it really feels like you're alone because I feel so, I feel isolated. I feel like, I'm here with my little island of, my family members, and I'm very glad they're all here. That's better for me than if we were apart, but it doesn't feel like my community is really there like it usually is. So I don't know if you're hearing that from other people.
Oh, definitely. I think a lot of people are going through the same thing, and it's hard to reach out and say, hey, I'm suffering right now. I need some help, and I think these kind of groups are really helpful for moms to hear and validate our feelings that, it's isolating, it's lonely, we're taking time out and saying help.
And that was one of the questions we had when we were trying to figure out how to continue having these groups, saying, what's it going to be like on Zoom? Is it going to have the same effect? Is it going to be beneficial? We just really didn't know. And what we've seen the past few weeks is that just seeing other moms' faces pop up on the screen is, I mean, it makes all the difference. I mean, regardless of the great things we do throughout the group, but it's the community. It's seeing old faces and new faces and connecting with other moms and families who are feeling very similar things.
It's helping us stay grounded together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So let's say, we, you know, I will say, I'm hearing no matter what age your kids are, because my kids are not so little anymore, the level of understanding is maybe intellectually, sure, I understand we've been told to stay home, but reality is, but you still, like, what do you mean? Like, it's been a couple of weeks, why can't we go back? Like, you know, so how would you say we can talk to our kids about really what's happening?
I
guess I'll go because Jillian, you're muted.
my dog is barking at a delivery at my next door neighbor. So.
I know. That is sorry. The realness of all of this.
We are live, people.
We are live. Our Amazon package is being delivered. My family is on a walk with the dog.
This is real, so I apologize. But yeah, as you said, I mean, different age groups, everyone intellectually and cognitively, we process these things very differently. Across the age groups, one of the things that we always say is don't be afraid to discuss what's going on with your kids. For younger kids, you think that we want to protect them and we don't want them to see what's going on and how hard this is for people, but they're little sponges and they absorb everything and they can feel all the anxiety. So by pretending like nothing's wrong, kind of can just exacerbate their worry and their anxiety. So we say is have conversations and explain in age-appropriate ways that there's this virus going around and we're doing what we can to stay safe. And I know it's hard that we can't see our friends and we can't go to school and we don't have all of the answers. But I think keeping that open line of communication by saying, when I find out any new information, you're going to be the first person I tell. If you have any questions, if you're feeling anything, I want to be the first person you tell. And just making sure that line of communication is always open, and give them and tell them things like we wash our hands. And I think kids also like to feel empowered by knowing that they're doing something to help. Mm-hmm. So by saying like we wash our hands maybe more than we usually do, and sometimes people wear masks because they want to protect themselves and other people. So kind of just explaining things and giving them empowerment to help
right.
with the safety of them, their family, their friends, and everybody.
And I think explaining to our kids that staying home right now is keeping us safe, and it really is that simple, that this is safe for us and we are staying home together as a family. And I can speak from a personal standpoint that I have older children. And, during this quarantine, my son turned 12, and I think he really needed to have some validation that he was really disappointed. His birthday party got canceled, we did a FaceTime phone call with his friends, but he was really looking forward to that birthday party and letting him sit and support him. And it's okay to be disappointed right now. We don't have to keep trying to distract or, I think it's great to say that we're getting to slow down and connect, but it's also okay to say that we miss some things from our everyday life.
Right. I miss a lot of things. I miss getting my nails done.
Yeah. And celebrating the small victories that I got my gel manicure finally pulled off completely.
Oh, yeah. And those are really little things. Trust me. That's not what I miss the most. I really miss, interacting with friends and, people in my community and my neighbors. But
across the board, we can miss everything.
Right.
And I think
that's self-care. Yeah. And I mean,
part of these groups to hear the normalcy of all of this, that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss my manicures, you know?
Right, right. So, okay, so let's talk about something we can do with the little ones. Something I think, Stacy, you said before we went on the air that you had a couple of ideas. You had some things you wanted people to just sort of paradigm shift a little bit.
Yes. You know, part of our mindful parenting groups, we take time to do a 20-minute observation. And that's just something that any parent can do with any age child, whether that's an infant, a baby, a toddler, an older child, you know, and it's just really setting out and carving out some time to just observe your child in their environment and just admire what they are doing and what they're playing, what they're acknowledging, what interaction they're having, whether it's outside and they're exploring and picking up some little rocks and leaves, or, you know, playing with their dog. It's just slowing things down and really just carving out some time to observe. And then another thing that we talked about is during the Well Baby Center has some loving discipline classes. And that's the same, you know, we always ask our parents to carve out 20 minutes a day to do a child-led activity. And that is centered around not me micromanaging what my child's going to do, but really just getting down on the ground and doing something that they get to lead. It's their idea. And you can acknowledge this is going to be mommy and you and our special time for 20 minutes. What do you want to do? And if that's just get out the watercolor paint and just color the color red, that's okay. That's what they want to do. And talk to them about that and talk about what they like and allow your child to lead, you know, because a lot of things are out of their control right now. And we are micromanaging everything that they have to do at home. So letting them kind of set the stage for what you're going to do together.
I love that. I love that. Child-centered and child-directed.
Yeah.
And just
I think we try to, you know, manipulate it, or don't you want to color this, or don't you want to do this? And it's really interesting. And when, you know, I've taught this class several times and parents come back and it's amazing what they not only learn from their children, but how their behavior, they fill up their cup, you know, the children fill up their cups of getting that one-on-one attention. And if you have more than one child, I hope you can set time to carve out 20 minutes with each child separately, and you'll see the difference. And we need to fill them up right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you say, so the observing part, that sounds so much like meditation, right? Where you're just observing, you're not judging, you're not changing, you're saying, oh, well, okay, let's get back to this. Okay. Oh, look, I wandered off again. Come on over here. But, you know, like, but I'm seeing what I'm wandering off to today, like in my mind, right? I'm noticing. Yeah.
I'm so impressed. You were using the exact words that we use in our groups too. And I can tell you that at first, it's not as easy as it seems to sit and observe your child. For tiny ones, sure. We have moms who say, I observe my child all day. But when they get a little bit older, it's hard to not intervene, because I think you're so used to just constantly like putting things in their face and doing this and keeping them entertained, that sitting back and watching them is a very different experience. And then in our groups, we take the time to reflect on how we felt sitting there watching and observing. It's a really good practice to get in the hang of. And it's like a muscle that takes work, and you have to build up that muscle, but it's worth it in the long run, I think.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the book, The Fidgety, you know, Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics, you know, it was not supernatural for me to start a meditation practice, but I love the act of observing, you know, and from my own thoughts to, you know, whatever, but I like applying. This is great. I'm going to apply it to my children. They're going to be like, why are you staring at me, Mom?
and you'll see it'll go a long way, you know, it really does. And I mean, as far as mindfulness and meditation, it's not too young to start. You know, we have the children, when we're doing individual counseling and therapy, we are teaching kids to breathe, you know, deep belly breaths and we can put a stuffed animal on their belly and watch it go up and watch it go down and slow down their breathing and really just calm down. And it's really good for them.
I love that. I love that. It's good for all of us, right?
Yeah. I mean, self-care is really important to all of us right now, you know, and also we work with families and we work with couples and nurturing your couplehood right now. You know, my husband and I, we had a date night. I got dressed up and he put a button-up shirt and we lit some candles and ordered our takeout pizza. And I think it's really, you know, get down and do what we can with this right now.
Right. That's great. That's great. We shared an article that a friend had written about a minivan date, you know, like, so you're not going anywhere in the minivan, but you're just getting out of the house for a minute.
Well, good to get out, right?
Yeah. All right. So tell us how people can connect with you through the Well Baby Center and do a Zoom, do these classes and workshops with you now. What happens?
So you're going to be adding our site on, so wellbabycenter.org. We can also have people call our center. It's 310, it's pretty easy to remember, 402-BABY. So it's 2229. And, you know, we are there to talk you through all these groups. We have mindful parenting groups. We have a becoming social group. We have new groups starting. One is called Practical Parenting for Trying Times. And then we have another one for self-care for stressed out parents. And so these groups are going to be a really good support system. And if you're unsure of what you need right now, if it's maybe some individual therapy, maybe it's couples counseling, we're here to help you and guide you along the way.
That's great. Yeah. All right. So I dropped in the link into the comments and also the phone number if people want to call instead. And so you've got, it sounds like a wide range of workshops and classes happening and probably a wide range of times to sort of deal with.
Yes, we're doing morning, like these new groups are 10 a.m. or they're 8 p.m. at night, you know, after bedtime. And, you know, it's $20 for an hour to get on and talk to some therapists, some parent educators. We have parent coaching available at our center. You know, there's just so many resources and we're really just, we're here. We're here for you.
That's great. That's great. Well, this is so great to know. So thank you so much. You know, there's tips for being more mindful and being able to take a deep breath and kind of slow things down and, you know, not be afraid to share our feelings and our talking to our kids about what their feelings are. And just keeping that communication going, it sounds like is key to this whole thing.
Yeah. And I mean, and knowing that we're not going to be perfect right now. This is messy and it's hard. And, you know, we're constantly teaching our parents at the center that you can mess up and a rupture can happen, but we can also repair. And that's just so important. And right now, even at this age with the little ones, parents can start modeling that, you know, and saying, you know, mommy got really frustrated. I'm really sorry about that. I'm going to try better next time, you know, and just really talking that through with your children. It's a great practice for ourselves.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, both for taking out time to chat with us. And again, so everybody knows they can connect with the Well Baby Center. You don't even have to come to Mar Vista now. You can do it online. Yeah. And hopefully we'll see you back in Mar Vista very soon.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.